Hello, nice to meet you. My name is Indra. I'm the founder of Maison Amaranth. I'd love to introduce you to my new brand, which is an online vintage boutique where every object has a soul and every room tells a story. Today, I'm excited to give you a sneak peek of some of the pieces that will be available when we officially launch. Before we look at some of the pieces themselves, I want to take a moment to guide you through our journey from concept to reality. So, I've always loved vintage treasures and interiors with personality. And over the years, I have realized that these pieces do so much more than simply decorate a home. They create warmth, intimacy, and a sense of story. What started as a personal passion for collecting pieces from my own home gradually grew into a vision, a way to share these soulful, one-of-a-kind pieces with others so that more homes worldwide could feel alive, layered, and full of history. From the very beginning, the idea of Maison Amaranth was to create an online boutique that celebrates the poetry of everyday interiors. I wanted it to be a place where each object is carefully selected, not just for the beauty, but for the story it tells and the feeling it brings. Sourcing is truly at the heart of what we do, traveling through brocantes, estate sales, flea markets, antique stores, and hidden corners of mostly France and its neighboring countries, such as Belgium, Spain, Italy, and many more. I look for pieces that speak to me, that have character, and that would really inspire warmth and intimacy in a home. And therefore, each piece is curated with the care that I would give to my own home. So once the objects are fine, the curation process really begins. It's about thinking, how does this object really live in a home? How it can layer with other pieces, create contrast or harmony, and contribute to a space that feels soulful and very personal. So every item is then handled with care, photographed thoughtfully, and presented in a way that lets truly its story shine, so that when it reaches a new home, that it's ready to continue its new journey. So what I want Maison Amaranth really to be about is more than just decoration, more than just furniture. It is truly about creating homes that tell stories where every object has a soul and every corner holds a meaning. A space that feels loved, lived in, and completely timeless. So this is the philosophy that is at everything we do, from sourcing to styling. It's also what makes each collection feel uniquely Maison Amaranth. So to explain a little bit more, the meaning behind our name Maison Amaranth is that it was inspired by the amaranth flower, which is known for its timeless beauty and ability to endure. Just like the flower, our pieces are chosen to last for generations, bringing enduring charm and personality to your home. So now to the most exciting part. I will be sharing 5 of my favorite pieces from the first collection that will be available when Maison Amaranth officially launches in December. Each one is hand selected, full of history, and has its own story to tell. So let's get to it. So first up, we have this absolutely stunning iron candelabra that I found on a Paris market. It has such a strong brutalist character. All these rough, expressive details truly build its own character. It's definitely handmade because you can really see the irregularities in all of its details. This detail over here, really obsessed with the details of the legs. If I had to choose, I would definitely choose to layer an item like this in a more minimalistic, clean interior. This way it doesn't really get forgotten compared to all of the rest that is going on, but instead it really adds character to a room and it's really standing out. It would look incredible on a mantelpiece with a stack of books and some ceramics, or even on a dining table with some tall, thin candles for a really moody, atmospheric look. It also would work beautifully on its own as a standalone piece on a hallway bench or just a minimalist shelf. When you decide to put this piece as a standalone object, it will really turn into a piece of art, in my opinion. So this next piece is a true antique treasure. Say hello to this beautiful 19th century Ironstone Tureen from France. It is made by Digoin Sarreguemines. It is so beautiful. Look at all of its details. So these pieces were really part of everyday life in the 1800s in France, but today they've really become beautiful decorative objects. There's just so many ways to style this. I really just love the generous shape that this one has and all of its beautiful decorative details, as well as this beautiful top. It really feels super sturdy and super elegant and so full of history, and it's in such a good condition, which is kind of hard to find for these pieces. It really brings this French charm to your house, in my opinion. So regarding styling, I think it would look good almost anywhere, but I think it would really do the job when you kind of just use it to lighten up or make your kitchen counter display a little bit more dramatic and a little bit more charming, especially if you add some other white or neutral objects next to it or around it, then it really makes it even more French. You can also just decide to fill it with fruit on a countertop and you just kind of take off the lid, or even use it as a flower vessel, add some dramatic hydrangeas, for example. But like I said, it is so stunning on its own, and you can also just simply put it on a sideboard or add it to your cabinet together with some other pieces or together with some other art. So next up is this beautiful Onyx table lamp that I found in Nice, France. And honestly, the base alone is a showstopper. I think you can all agree. It comes without a lampshade, but this piece works with basically anything. So if you just find a nice white or neutral lampshade, it will definitely do the job. So this is something you cannot see through the screen, but this piece is incredibly heavy. It would look perfect on a bedside table or even on a console style with some other decorative pieces. It would do really great in an entryway bench as well. And this way it could really create a warm, soft lighting in your hall, which is something that many people tend to forget. Your hallway is quite important too. So number 4, we have this beautiful stoneware pot that is likely from Germany, Westerwald, from the 1920s to 1930s. These crocks were traditionally used for storing food, and they're really known for their salt glazed finish and those characteristic blue and gray tones. And I really love how versatile they are today. Why? Because you can use them as utensil holders, planters, vases, even still to store food as well, or simply as sculptural decors. I'm going to show you a little bit more up close. So the craftsmanship is incredible, and the patina of the age also gives it that more character and authenticity. So as I mentioned, there's so many ways to use this piece throughout your home. Regardless of the interior style that you have, I feel like it will always blend in unless you really have a lot of colors already. I feel like this could, especially to your kitchen, add a cute pop of color. The main way I envision this is to really indeed use it as a way to store your kitchen utensils, so put it closely to your cooking station. It really will make it feel very rustic but clean at the same time and very organized. It also will look beautiful if you use it as a vase with some dried flowers for a more sculptural look, or on shelves together with some cutting board, baskets, and natural textiles to really create a full European country charm. It's one of those pieces that would truly feel at home anywhere. And finally, this charming silver-plated napkin holder that I found in Nice, France. Look at the beautiful detail. Pieces like this were super popular in Italy around the 1970s, 1980s, and I completely understand why. It is super elegant, super whimsical, and it really adds a touch of vintage glamour to your table setting. I really think it's perfect for soft, romantic table settings. Think linen napkins, vintage glassware, candles, flowers. But it would also look really amazing on a desk holding letters or small documents, or even styled on a console as a decorative piece with some other objects as well. So that was the last of my 5 favorite pieces of the first collection. But there's many more pieces launching in the first collection, and I will be launching new collections bi-weekly and occasionally even weekly, depending on how many pieces I am ready to let go of in that moment. But so yeah, Maison Amaranth will be launching in December, and I would love for you to be a part of it. More information on the specific date is coming soon. So if you want to be informed about the launch as well as previews and early access in the near future, I would definitely recommend for you to sign up to our newsletter. You can find the link. Also worth noting, we are based in France, but we will be shipping worldwide. So regardless of where you are in the world, this is for you. So on this channel, I will be sharing more sneak peeks, styling tips. I will take you along on my sourcing trips. You will be one of the first to see our new pieces, as well as the behind the scenes of the styling of our object. And we will build this collection together. So if you love soulful interiors, vintage finds, sourcing trips, and homes with stories, make sure to subscribe and follow along my journey. I would really appreciate it. Maison Amaranth, where objects have soul and rooms have stories. Bye!